Hi everyone. So this video is going to be about my favorite crystals in my collection. I narrowed everything down and I'm going to show you my favorites. There will be a few jump cuts in this because I will be putting them away as I talk about them. So I organized them in ones that are unique to ones that I meditate with, to ones that were purchased for me by my family. So yes, I shall get started. First, I'm going to start off with the ones that are on their own. So nothing else. So the first piece I have is this piece of emerald. This is a raw piece of emerald, not gem grade, obviously. Gem grade would make me go bankrupt, but I really love emerald in general. It's one of my favorite stones. I'm very attracted to green stones, and I find that whenever I get anything online and the seller's kind enough to send me something, they always send me green stone and they always send me green fluorite. So this is emerald, so this is my first favorite one. The next one is this piece of Mookaite jasper. It is shaped like a dragon head. Mookaite jasper comes from Australia. As you can see, where it broke, where Theodora broke it on me. You can even see the little bite marks, the little devil. But Mookaite jasper comes in various colors, and I was lucky enough that this piece has yellow, white, and some really beautiful brown toned purple in there. So I really enjoy this piece. It's really unique and I really like it. Whoopsie daisies. Next piece I have is this green opalite, or the Purman's opalite. This has crevices on the inside. If I can get closer so you can see. And that's one of the reasons why I really like it. It also kind of looks like an egg to me. It's very unique looking. The owner of Parkland Rocks is where I got it from. She had another one, and it was completely perfect, but I purchased this one instead because I did like the crevices on the inside. It was very beautiful. So that is the Pure Man's Opal, or green opal. Next piece I have is this piece of yellow calcite, and a reason why I have this in here is because of the many rainbows. And not only that, this was a very good price for the size of it. This was only $17, and many other spheres sell of this size for very expensive prices. So this I got for a very good bargain. I got this from a stall. I got this from Parkland Rocks. That's a really good deal. But not only that, it brings me a lot of joy looking at it. And I don't... Oh, there's a lovely rainbow right there. But that one is my yellow calcite. Really beautiful one. It looks like a little planet whenever I'm rotating it. It's so beautiful. And the final crystal that is on its own is this lapis lazuli egg. Lapis is a beautiful bright blue crystal with shining flecks of pyrite in there, with some white in there. But lapis is kind of hard to find if in a collector's form. You can find it in small tumblestones, but to find it in this form that's not really expensive is kind of hard. I got this one whenever Malachite Martian I got this from, and they had it on sale, and that's when I picked it up. And it's very bright. It looks like an Easter egg, like a painted Easter egg. It's really beautiful. I highly recommend lapis. It's very lovely stone. Look at that one. Look at this piece. Kind of looks like a painting. It's really beautiful. So that is lapis. Next crystal I have is this rainbow quartz. Rainbow moonstone, sorry, not rainbow quartz. But this piece I use for meditation whenever I'm during that time, and it really helps me. This does have a little blue sheen, but I can't seem to find it. But back in a long time ago, people believed that moonstone was pieces of moon that fell, and if you had a blue sheen, it was a good spirit trapped inside for guidance. So that is my first piece of rainbow moonstone. And this is my second piece of rainbow moonstone. This one does have some sheen in there. If I can find it. Just right there. It's a little bit. There we go. And there we go. Rainbow moonstone is part of the feldspar family, and its main component is of lithium, and it forms in like these layers like on top of each other, and that ends up refracting the light, and that's how you get this sheen. Now I think it's mainly made of lithium. I'll put it in the description if I'm wrong, but I know moonstone is part of the feldspar family, the same family that labradorite is from as well. So that is moonstone, and this piece does have really large chunks of black tourmaline inside, which is also really, really beautiful. Kind of looks like big chunks of chocolate chip ice cream. It really does look like a moon. It really, truly does. Next I have my apopholites. This is a piece of apopholite with some peach stilbite on the inside. This is a very, very beautiful stone. Apopholite is said to, amplify emotions, and that is why a lot of people don't use apopholite an awful lot, because it enhances both positive and negative emotions. But I personally find it very calming. I personally find it helps me confront the emotions that I try to shut out. And I understand apopholite, and I get apopholite, and it helps me. So that is why it is in my favorite collection. And this piece was very inexpensive too, so this piece is like £5, and so I was like, I'm picking it up. Next piece of apopholite is this piece, and I chose this piece because it has a blue matrix, which I haven't really seen on any other pieces of apopholite. But not only that, it has a square formation and it has a triangular formation, and I haven't seen that either. I just really like the formations. Kind of looks like this piece kind of looks like a huge ice cube. It's really, really beautiful. That's the back. And the final apopholite piece is this one. This one is kind of reminded me of a sparkly cauliflower, and that's why I picked it up. But you can also see like these little black parts here, kind of look like specks of black pepper all around it. You can see some of the rainbows in there too. It's so beautiful. And this is the back of it. This is the matrix, and even the matrix is sparkling as well. So that is my final piece of apopholite. The next family that I have to show you are my selenite pieces. The first piece is this selenite palm stone, and I like this piece because I just like rubbing like this whenever I'm anxious or worried. Selenite is a very absorbing stone. It's very calming. Also, selenite is a really good stone that I give as gifts along with rose quartz. And I like the cat's eye effect. It's kind of messing up the lighting a little bit. As you can see, it's kind of cool though. So that is my palm stone. The next one is this wand, and I use this to go over my body, kind of how security would, whenever they use those little metal detectors over people's bodies at airports. That's what I use this for, and it just refreshes and resets everything, and I just do that every so often if I feel like I have to, and it helps me. But selenite is a very shiny, very brittle stone. It's very soft, as you can see all the cracks and the scrapes. It's a very soft mineral. Yeah, never put this in water. It will dissolve completely, but this does not ever need cleansed, and it cleanses other crystals around you as well as yourself. It's very good at cleansing yourself as well. And the final selenite piece is this unicorn horn. I've always been looking for unicorn horn, and I found this in House of Healing. Excuse me. And as you can see, there's a piece right there. We go. As you can see right here, where my nail is, that's where it's kind of starting to flake off a little bit. But that is the unfortunate downside of collecting selenite. It's a very delicate stone, but it's so beautiful. So those are my pieces of selenite. Next, I have my pieces of rose quartz. Rose quartz, and I don't really find it that. I'm not drawn to it an awful lot, but these are the pieces that I use. The lighting's making it a little bit more peachy looking, a little bit more whitey peach kind of color, but this is one that I meditate with. This helps me with self-love, and I like the shape of it. Then I have this one. This is a wand, and I used this at the beginning whenever I first collected this piece, actually, as a way of opening myself up, because I was in a relationship at the time. But because saying LOVE, saying the word love to people, is something I struggle with, and I struggle with hugging and stuff like that, and emotions. But now I use it more so for showing my family and my friends how much I care about them. So in the end, I'm still using this. So it's a very, very beautiful stone. Rose quartz is my favorite stone to give as gifts, because it's a stone of love, and giving someone a gift, obviously they mean something to you in order for you to go out and get them a gift. Then I have this big piece. This, at the bottom here, you can see the little rainbow. Whenever I first purchased this piece, I constantly slept with it, and it just made peaceful dreams. It was incredibly cooling as well, because I purchased this back in May, I think. April, May time, and it just helped. And it was very cooling. It's very beautiful. It has a lot of lovely inclusions. Again, the lighting's kind of making it wash out a bit, but you can see all the beautiful inclusions on the inside right there too. That's called mica. If you ever see like the little glitters on the inside, that's mica. So that's all of my rose quartz pieces. Next, I have this piece of Botswana agate, and this looks like a coaster. Imagine a whole table made out of this. But agate is one of my favorite stones. However, it's really hard for me to find natural pieces of agate, because most of the time it's dyed. It's very porous, so it absorbs a lot of dye. But I always find dyed agate gives me headaches. But I found this piece of Botswana agate, and it's beautiful. Kind of looks like, the edges kind of look like bark to me. It's very, very beautiful. Then I have this piece of agate, and this has beautiful druzy in the middle. It's very shiny, even a really pretty piece of druzy right there. On the sides, it's very smooth. It kind of looks like a dolphin almost. Doesn't it? Kind of looks like a dolphin. Like that's the fin. No, the fin's that's the tail. And then there's the snout. So beautiful. And final piece of agate that I have, or agate, is this geode cave. On the back, it's just this brown lump of rock. And then this side, you see this smooth, warming, comforting brown with beautiful cave of wonders. Absolutely stunning. So those are my agate pieces. Moving on to my fluorite pieces, I have 3 to show you. I have this piece. This is a piece of green fluorite. This I got for free actually, along with 2 other pieces of green fluorite by 2 different sellers. I always find that coincidental. Like every time I get a free crystal, it's always green fluorite. But this also has some strands of white and purple in there too. And I use this similar to my selenite palm stone. I just hold it and I rub it like this, and it helps with any negative thoughts. And it's very smooth. It does have a few inclusions of mica in there too. The next piece of fluorite I have is this rough green piece, and at the bottom here you can see some quartz growing on the bottom. This I use for meditation to help with creativity. I do want to start a business in the future, and so creativity is what will help me stand out, and I've been using this quite a lot. So, and it's very sturdy too. I like to meditate more so with rougher, bigger pieces because, they're very, they're really sturdy, and I also like the feeling of them. While smoother stones, I use those more for anxiety rather than in meditation. And the final fluorite is this piece. This piece I chose because it's incredibly unique. It's a lot of squares. A lot of fluorite pieces you see there's a lot of double terminated points or slabs, cut slabs that kind of look like coasters. But this one doesn't look anything like that. There's a lot of squares. There's this piece right here, which is absolutely beautiful. Kind of looks like emeralds to me. Tiny emeralds. It's very beautiful. It's very unique looking too. And I never thought it was fluorite until the man told me it was. So, it's one of my favorite pieces because of how unique it is. So those are all of my fluorites. Next, I'm going to show you my smoky quartzes. I have this piece, and what I like about this piece is how it's all striated, kind of like a starburst crystal would be. I don't know if this is a starburst though, I was never told, but I do like how it looks very dirty. It looks really dusty, but it's not. And you see these drusies everywhere. At the bottom here, there's this really dark piece right here, and it kind of reminds me of the bottom of an ashtray, and that's what I really like about it. It's a really unique looking formation of smoky quartz, so that's why this is in my favorites collection. The next piece of smoky quartz I have is this one, and this is a smoky phantom. And as you can see right here where my nail is, you can see a point. That was where the crystal once was. A phantom is when a crystal grows, it'll stop for a while, then it'll continue to grow, but it will leave a phantom, ghost of what it once was inside. And I find that to be quite symbolic of people. Like, I know how people grow mentally, emotionally, and change at their lives, but the old them, who they used to be, is still in there somewhere, and that's what I like about phantoms. Like, you can see them, like, it's still there, and it's the same crystal, it's just grown, whenever it stopped, and I find that very comforting. So, some crystals actually stop growing due to, like, trauma and stuff like that, too, if something's stopping it. But then they continue to grow, and that's another thing I find to be very comforting as well. So that is smoky quartz. Phantom. It does have some chlorite here too. It's very, very pretty. And it does stand up because this base is actually quite flat. So, that's that one. Then I have this smoky quartz tower. And this has quite a few inclusions. I use this for meditation. I use this to help me against people who may be thinking of negative thoughts, negative energies, and my own negative thoughts and negative energies too. This has lovely inclusions. Like this, you can't feel these inclusions. Like they're not cracked, it's just on the inside. And it's a lovely color too, and this has some beautiful rainbows underneath as well. Let me focus on it a little bit more. But it's a very beautiful color. Same thing goes with this piece right here. You can't feel it. But you can see the mica on the inside. That's where the inclusions are. It's mica. Then I have this piece of smoky quartz. This I got for Christmas last year from my grandmother. And I don't know if you will be able to see it. But let me... probably not. But right here, where my nail is, because I am recording this one-handed, there is an anhydra, which is a tiny water bubble that has been trapped in the crystal for years. But it's incredibly, incredibly small, even in real life, so... But it's right there. But I won't focus on it, because it is so small. But alas, that's what it looks like. But a Brandberg quartz is a quartz from Namibia, and it consists of smoky quartz, amethyst, and clear quartz, all smushed together. Or two of the three I mentioned smushed together. So, this is smoky Brandberg. And the final smoky quartz I have to show you is this one. This is a smoky celestial. An celestial quartz is a quartz that has formed perfectly on the outside, but on the inside it has cracked and formed all of these rainbows. Has a lot of... You can see a rainbow right there. And this is also twins, so these two crystals have grown together. They're conjoined twins. See the rainbows in there? A very beautiful piece. So those are my smoky quartz pieces. The next set I want to show you are my two pieces of citrine. The first piece I have is this light yellow smoky citrine with some inclusions on the inside. Citrine and heat treated citrine are the same. It's just both of them were naturally amethysts, but these citrines were heated by the earth, and that's why they are yellow. And then the ones that are more golden were heated in ovens by us, so they are heated up by man. So they're both the same, but this has a lot of mica and some wisps. And then the next one I have is this one, and this one is smoky citrine with chlorite phantoms. That's what this one looks like. This is a lot darker, and the point in this is absolutely perfect. There's no damage at the back here. You see all the phantoms, chlorite. So those are my two pieces of citrine. Next, I'm going to show you my this little guy. This is a rhodonite owl. I had this for a while. I adopted Theodora last year. She flung it, and I lost it for quite a while. And now I have him back again. So that is my rhodonite owl, and I keep him beside my amethyst whale. This is my little amethyst whale. Because they're both, animals, and I like keeping them together. They get so cute. Then I'll move on to my actual pieces of amethyst. I have this small piece, which is very sparkly and very rich. It's a lot deeper in color than it is on the camera, but I like this piece because it's quite small, but it's still very sparkly and very rich. While bigger ones have that, but smaller ones don't. Smaller clusters don't really have that pop, but this piece does. So, and I had to take it home with me. You know, it's one of those pieces where it's calling out to you and you can't leave it behind. It's almost like that. The next one I have is this piece. This piece is called a flower amethyst because this piece, as you can see, it kind of looks like a flower growing. And at the bottom here, you can see my grandmother got this one for me for Christmas last year. It's a very, very beautiful way that it has grown. Next, I have this piece of amethyst that I purchased myself. What I love about this is how this part here is incredibly dark and then it gets lighter. But I also really like maybe the idea of putting jewelry on this one. I don't know why, but draping jewelry on this piece, because it's slightly flat, I think would be beautiful. So, I really like this one in particular. It's one of my favorite amethyst pieces, that's why it's in this